Hey guys, it's Miss Coconut. So I'm doing like mini hauls all over the place, and I did a dollar store run, and I wanted to show you what I got, which is nothing special, except when I find them, I try to, buy them when I see them, because it's hard to find them at the dollar store, but it's the yellow candles. And if you notice, I always use yellow or gold for my money works. That's just how my teacher taught me. So it made me think of chatting with you a little bit about what does my candle mean? A lot of people are always asking questions about the candle work and how it burns. And so there's a few things. Well, first of all, when you read the candle wax, it's called ceromancy, okay? And it's reading how the wax forms, how it melts, the signs that it gives off, and what's left over when you burn a candle for work. Oh, I have this frankincense and myrrh here and this shea butter to remind you. You can enchant things like this to use as a protection potion or lotion, etc. on your body. So I have frankincense and myrrh oil, and shea butter is great because it provides a shield on your skin, right? It's like a layer of protection. So that's something that you can do to make sure that you're feeling as magically protected as possible. So I wanted to just share that tip with you. Now the first thing you want to notice, where's the wick placed in the candle? If it's off-centered, it's going to give you a burn that's off-centered. So that's going to greatly impact your reading of the wax, okay? Now, I have been burning candles for a long time, so I don't freak out about the wick or anything like that. Like I've said in other videos, if I happen to get a wick that's off-centered, I know what to do with it. You can even like melt the candle down in a double burner, move the wick over, add some herbs and stuff to it. Don't be scared when your candle burns black and things like that, because you can counteract that, okay? You just have to get comfortable in your work. So I'm just going to go over some basic meanings. Just want to talk to you a little bit about your candle work. Now, when you add herbs, when you add oils, when you add glitter, when you add, those little ingredient sticks or whatever you may be adding, I don't know what you add, whatever you add, is going to impact how your candle burns. The temperature of the room is going to impact it. If there's like a draft coming in, or it's too airy, or it's too hot, all of that is going to impact how the candle burns, okay? Now, there's very few signs that make me really say, okay, I got to do this over. One sign is if the candle burns black, like the glass is burned, everything is just black going down, I'm going to continue working on that, okay? And if the glass breaks, then I'm going to do some additional work. I'm probably going to clean the space, say some prayers or psalms, and start the work over, okay? Now, if the candle flame itself, which is a different form of divination you would read, but if the flame is burning high and fast, that is it could be a good indication that the spell work is going to go well. However, if the candle flame is continuously going out, you may want to consider that there's some work being done against you, okay? If the candle wick, if it's constantly going out, trim it. And you should trim your wick before you start. That way you have less chance of that occurring. The noisy sputtering that you hear, commonly it is said that the spirits are talking back to you. When the noises come, observe the other signs around you. What else are you hearing? Is there any knocking going on? Do you hear, something rustling? Those are additional signs. They're not ceromancy, but they're additional signs, okay? If this candle explodes on you, that's not a great sign. Unless you're doing some kind of separation work, that's not a great sign. Definitely clean and start the work over. How how the candle burns is going to be of concern, meaning once it burns down and you're noticing if there's any soot, if anything's clinging to the glass, and at what point, because you could say like this is your past, this is the present, this is the future, so you would read to see, you know, where it's clinging, and then that would determine what you are facing. Meaning if the burn mark was at the present, you could say then that there is a indication here that there's presently something going on, okay? And if somebody knocks over the glass, you know, if a fire starts on the altar, those are bad signs. Start over. Cleanse and start over. I have some candles here I want to show you. So if you're burning something like this, like where this has some imagery on there, you would want to see, like if it stopped at a certain place on the imagery, then you would ascertain what is it saying, because it stopped right here on this skull. What does that mean? You could do a further divination. You could do, like, pull your cards or something to see what else is the candle telling you. If you have a candle like this with a figure on it and it stops or burns excessively near the figure, that is telling you that there is some treachery occurring with someone in your life, someone's backstabbing you, etc. Now, these are interpretations that have been formed over the years, but you have to start paying attention and do what my teacher says, journey with your candles. So I'm going to talk about that in a moment, okay? So I have this candle here that I did for a client, and as you can see, it burned pretty well. There's a little bit of residue at the bottom from the herbs that I use, but other than that, it is pretty clean. Here is another candle, and unlike the first candle, this one has a little bit of white soot. Now, the white soot, most people will say that is a sign of spiritual intervention, and that the heavens or, you know, the goodness of the universe heard you. But I also think when it's soot, that means there's a little bit of haziness and confusion still occurring with the situation. And you can see there's a little bit of wax there that kind of supports my theory. A little bit that, you know, there's some extra work that has to be done for that client. And then this candle actually burned black because of all the glitter. So that's why I say you gotta be careful the amount of ingredients you add. Okay, but other than that, it did burn pretty well. Now this, when you see the black at the top, this is indicating that there is work that was done. Someone has some hexing or cursing or bad luck occurring. You need to be uncrossed, and then as you notice, as it goes down, it begins to lighten up, and that's a great sign, okay? So if you see the black at the top, that does indicate struggle, but as it clears, if it is clear at going down, that means that the situation is unraveling in your favor, things are going your way. Now, if the black appears at the bottom, that's not a great sign, and you should start that work again, okay? And I think I have a picture of a client's work that I did that I had to continue to work on because I didn't like how the candle burned. So that leads me to the point of journeying with your candles. So like my teacher says, you should be observing the signs like every hour on the hour, as you're praying, as you're before the candles, as you are petitioning the spirits. You observe the noises, the changes in the flames. You observe the hour, where the candle makes the most noise, where it's burning fast or slow. Because if it's burning fast, some people think like that's a great sign. But sometimes when candles burn fast, that means that the work is temporary. So you're going to get fast results, but the work may not last. Just like if it burns slow, some people may feel like that's thorough. But burning slow may also mean that there's issues or obstacles that are coming up. So you, as the candle worker, you have to begin to have a relationship with your candles so you know what they are saying to you. If it won't stay lit, for example, and it keeps going out, someone's working against you. And so you have to do some protection work, some uncrossing work, so that what they're trying to do won't overtake what you are trying to do, all right? So that's my basic tutorial on how to read your candles. I do offer divination services on my website. So I hope I have shared some wisdom with you tonight. Thank you for watching. And as always, Om Shrim Brizzy.